Welcome to Revive Ministries. We're going to do a brief Bible study on King Solomon and his folly. Most of the information is coming from 1 Kings 11 if you want to follow along. Now, in Deuteronomy, which Solomon would have known about, the Israelites are commanded not to intermarry with pagans, not even to associate with them, for the specific reason that their hearts would be turned away from God. In Deuteronomy 17, there was also qualifications for future kings, which included not having too many horses, not amassing too much wealth, and not taking many wives. Yet in 1 Kings 4:26, we are told that King Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses, 12,000 horsemen, and it explains this ridiculous, extravagant wealth that Solomon had, as well as him marrying 1,000 wives. So what's up with the horses? Well, in Deuteronomy, we're told that by having such a large amount of horses, horsemen, a big army, that the king could end up relying on the strength of his army rather than on the strength of God. It's important to remember that King Solomon didn't start out as king as a intentionally sinful man. He wasn't intentionally going against God's law. He was in a relationship with God. And the Bible says here that at the beginning of his reign, that he loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David his father. That's in 1 Kings 3:3. So he was trying to do good. However, the beginning of his end might have been when he first intermarried with somebody that was pagan, and that was Pharaoh's daughter. We can see that in 1 Kings 3. Now, the Israelites were told, all Israelites, not to intermarry with pagans because their hearts would be turned away from God. Solomon knew this, and yet he chose to break God's law 1,000 times by marrying these pagan wives who absolutely did turn his heart away. This is why we're told that the heart is treacherous and not to trust our heart, because our love isn't always necessarily the best thing for us, right? And people say, how can love be wrong? Well, sometimes it can be. It can lead us down a dark path. 1 Kings 11:1 says, King Solomon loved many foreign women along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, and Hittite women, from the various nations of whom the Lord said to the Israelites, you shall not associate with them, nor shall they associate with you, for the result will be that they will turn away your hearts to follow their gods. Yet Solomon clung to these in love. Verse 4, for when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart away after other gods, and his heart was not completely devoted to the Lord his God. Notice it says when he was old. Now listen, you can be faithful your entire life and then slip up and have your heart turned away.